No one really expects it, but what if the USA shocks the world in 2026? With Mauricio Pochettino stepping in as head coach and some major changes happening in American soccer, this could be their big moment. Let's dive into how the USA might just surprise everyone and go from underdogs to contenders. The USA as dark horses in 2026? Sounds crazy, right? But with Mauricio Pochettino leading the charge and the World Cup on home soil, don't count them out just yet. The pieces are falling into place, and something big might be brewing. Here's why the rest of the world should watch their backs. We've all heard the jokes about the USA in soccer, but what if they're the ones laughing in 2026? With Mauricio Pochettino taking over as head coach and key players stepping up, the USA could be the team no one saw coming. Here's why they could shock the world in the next World Cup. The United States men's national team made a huge move by locking in Mauricio Pochettino as their head coach. Now he's led teams like Tottenham Hotspur, Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea. So yeah, he's got a seriously impressive resume. But here's the twist. He's got less than the usual 4 years to prepare the US for the 2026 World Cup. There's even a cool connection here. Pochettino knows Matt Crocker, US Soccer's sporting director, from their time together at Southampton. Crocker made it clear he wanted a serial winning coach, and Pochettino checks that box. He's proven himself time and time again in Europe, making him one of the most high-profile hires in US soccer history. One of Pochettino's biggest strengths? Developing young talent. Just ask Harry Kane or Heung-min Son, two global superstars who flourished under his watch at Tottenham. Pochettino knows how to get the best out of his players, even when they aren't playing day in and day out under him, like Gio Reyna, Folarin Balogun and Yunus Musa won't be. And there's another reason to be excited. Pochettino commands respect. He's coached some of the biggest names in football, from Kane to Messi, Neymar and Mbappe. His resume speaks for itself, and the USMNT players will definitely feel that. They're getting a clean slate under a coach who has seen it all. Pochettino has handled egos at PSG. The USMNT should be a piece of cake. What makes Pochettino really special is his tactical mind. He's used to being the underdog, pulling off upset with teams that weren't expected to win. That's exactly what the US needs. The team has talent, but to go far in the World Cup, they'll need to beat some of the world's best. Remember when his Spurs took down Real Madrid in the Champions League? That was all Pochettino's doing. He outsmarted Zinedine Zidane with a midfield of Harry Winks and Eric Dyer. That's the kind of tactical wizardry the USMNT will benefit from on the biggest stage. Speaking of the Champions League, let's not forget Pochettino's run to the final with Tottenham in 2018-19. He took a team that wasn't supposed to make it that far and led them to the brink of European glory. While things didn't work out the same at PSG, it's hard to blame him. No one has cracked that puzzle yet. For the USMNT, it's all about the 2026 World Cup. Pochettino will be judged on how the team performs in that tournament. With his experience in high-stakes situations, he knows what it takes to succeed when everything's on the line. At his first press conference, Pochettino seemed pretty chill about the short timeline. He even said he believes there's enough time to get everything set for the World Cup. But for that to happen, he's got a few big challenges ahead. Coaching a team like the US isn't easy. They're not one of the top dogs in world soccer, so they can't just rely on flashy passing or elite playmakers. When facing lower tier teams, they play super defensively. The US can't stick to just counter-attacking. They'll need to balance their game. So, what's Pochettino's plan? In his first press conference, he said that his philosophy is all about having the ball, running, and giving options to teammates. That sounds like he's going for a possession-based style, where they keep control of the ball and move it around. It's similar to what the previous coach, Greg Berhalter, wanted to do. But here's the catch. The US doesn't have the best passers or creators, so Pochettino knows he might have to switch things up depending on the players. Flexibility seems to be key. We'll see how his first games go to find out what kind of style he really wants for the team. One of the USMNT's biggest problems over the last few years has been getting their strikers involved in the attack. Folarin Balogun is a top striker, but if he's not getting the ball from the midfield or the wingers, he's just wasted up front. The US struggled under the previous coach, Greg Berhalter, to create chances for their strikers. Most of the time, their attacks felt stuck, especially when they faced tough defences. The key for Pochettino will be to figure out new attacking patterns that can unlock defences and get the ball to Balogun in dangerous areas. Whether it's a new formation or fresh ideas about how to use the ball, Pochettino's got some serious work to do to fix the attack. Another big question for Pochettino is who's going to start in goal. Matt Turner isn't playing regularly in the Premier League, and the other goalkeepers in the pool haven't really stepped up. Recently, Columbus Crew's Patrick Schultz got the nod in a game against Canada, and he's looked solid. He's good with his feet, which Pochettino might like, and he's been a strong shot stopper this season. Then there's Matt Freese with New York City FC, who's had a stellar season, saving way more goals than expected. It'll be interesting to see who Pochettino goes with for the October friendlies, but it's clear he's got some options to consider. One thing that's holding the USMNT back is that some of their key players have been struggling at club levels. Guys like Matt Turner, Tyler Adams, Gio Reyna, and Folarin Balogun haven't been performing at their best, either due to injuries or not getting enough game time. Pochettino's job will be to get these players back on track. He's known for being a great man manager, someone who knows how to connect with players and bring the best out of them. He'll need to do that through quick texts, film breakdowns, and clear communication during national team camps. If Pochettino can help these players get back to their best, the USMNT will have a much stronger shot at making noise in the 2026 World Cup. Mauricio Pochettino's arrival has US fans excited, and with good reason. He's got the experience, the tactical know-how, and the ability to inspire his players. The next few months will give us a glimpse of what the future might hold for American soccer. If he can solve these big questions, the USMNT could be a real dark horse come 2026. While the men's team is working to rise through the ranks, the story is totally different for the US women's team. These ladies are dominant. They've won 4 World Cups since the tournament started in 1991, and they just keep getting better. Football is the world's most popular sport, with a massive governing body overseeing over 300,000 clubs and 240 million players around the globe. Plus, there are billions of fans. But in the United States, soccer sits way down the list, coming in 4th place when it comes to popularity. Despite tons of kids playing on teams, the sport hasn't really made it into the top tier of American sports. American football, baseball, and basketball have been the big 3 for ages, with hockey coming in 5th. So, what does soccer need to change this? Maybe it needs a superstar. Christian Pulisic, the captain of the US men's national team, is one of the best players they've got, but you won't see him listed among the top players worldwide. Some rankings even have him at around 81st. But just bringing in a superstar might not solve the problem. Countries like China had a strong foundation for basketball before Yao Ming became famous, so it's not just about having one stand-up player. The US needs a solid base for soccer to grow. The recent US men's team struggles in the Copa America show the gap between US soccer and top international competition. One fan said that while they enjoyed going to games, they'd never compare MLS to the excitement of the English Premier League. They've tried bringing in superstars before. David Beckham's time with the LA Galaxy didn't quite spark the revolution many hoped for, and even Lionel Messi's arrival with Inter Miami raises questions. Is he really making a big impact, or just drawing in existing fans? However, there's a chance for a change. With the 2026 FIFA World Cup coming to the US, Canada, and Mexico, there's excitement building. This could really inspire younger generations, possibly turning the US team into a top 10 squad in the future. But it won't happen overnight. It's going to take more than just one player. It's about the growth of the sport overall. And who knows, maybe even changing the name from soccer to football could help. So, do you think soccer will ever break into the top ranks of American sports? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all things soccer, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.